live. We should be live. Just gonna make sure you guys know my panic fear of not actually being live. Sorry, you guys should be able to hear me now. Forgot I was hooked onto my mic there. Should be live. Let's see if I can see it on my channel. We should be live. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Well, hey guys. Going live here, as you can see by the title of the video. It is just random, talking about some Mabel stuff. I want to talk about a question that I was asked the other day. Just a few things like that, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna pull the chat up here because I always forget to do that. Killer Cat, I am live. Yes, Killer Cat. So as you saw, probably unfortunately I couldn't make the through the fingers yesterday because of Thanksgiving. But anytime I'm free, I try to go live where I can. So today we're doing it on here. I want to talk about Mabel a little bit, just go over some random questions that were asked on my channel in the comments. First thing I wanted to cover is a question, and it was asked, and the question was, when should I take an opponent to the strap? Now, I mean, I think I don't want to overcomplicate this. I know I'm good at overcomplicating things, but to be very basic, I think if you're very comfortable on the strap and someone's giving you a really high top roll or something where you don't, like, let me rewind to break this down. You never want to hold on to somebody. When's the next practice you will be at? I will be at the next practice on Tuesday. I Now that I'm working in Edmonton lots, I'm gonna make every Edmonton practice I can. Now that my schedules are or my work is more in the morning because of my new schedule, I will hopefully also be able to make a lot of the Red Deer practices, which I'm just super excited for. It should level me up. Got Cade and Esmond coming up. Then I got an armbender match after that, which I still don't know if I can announce. I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, lots of training needing to be had. So from here on out, I'm practicing as much as I can, just really destroying the arms to get them to be built back up. That's my philosophy. So, yeah. Anyways, so first thing I think when I think about straps is never hold on. I there is like a few miscellaneous times where you want to hold on, but for the most part, I feel like letting go is good. Getting in the strap. Um, what? I don't really have a strap by me. I just got a towel. Let me think. Well, anyways, you have your pivot points off of here and off of here. And when you're in the strap, you can just use those two pivot points and pull those. You don't really have to worry about holding on to someone and pulling their hand. So it changes it a lot. I'll be at this one or next one. Not sure if I can go to both, but I'll go to one at least. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be at both. And I really hope to see that get some training in. For the guys that don't know, Killer Cat is freaking strong and he's got some pretty big hands on him. I was quite surprised for 14. He's looking really strong out there. It was great. And yeah, I mean, other than that, um, I think strap is I like strap more than not personally. Oh, Montana Armbender talk. Clifton saw that I'm going to be talking about it. He wants to jump in. I actually don't know how to invite people. Maybe I'll collaborate with him on this question if that's something he wants to do. How do I do this? Anyways, well, I figured this out. I'll keep talking about the strap, but I think that you want to use the leverage points that are in the strap, and you don't really want to like you holding on to somebody takes your leverage away and it grants them capabilities of doing things that like you don't always want them to do. So in the strap, if you know how to work the strap, you know how to use the leverage points, you can really pull on it and you can work it quite miraculously actually, and it really helps just you do better. In what ways? Clifton, guys, sorry, I'm gonna pause for a second here. I'm just gonna open up my Facebook and I'm gonna send you the link through Facebook, Clifton, on Messenger because I am unable to text through my computer. So just bear with me for a second, guys. And then we'll get rolling here. Paste. I think that's how we do it. I've never done this before. It's usually other people running this stuff, so it'll be interesting. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, what else? With the strap, you want to go there when you're more experienced, and you want to go there when you don't want to hang on. Those are the two biggest things that I would say for that question. I mean, we can jump into a bunch of different technicalities, but for the most part, I would say those are the two kind of simplest things that you want to make sure you have understood. Another question that I was asked, hold on guys, I'm just going to make sure I pull it up. Where was that one? Oh, it was how do I, or sorry, when I am sore, what is the best thing for me to do to recover, and am I still able to pull? So for me personally, when you're sore, I really think it's beneficial for you to still use it in a way. I think rest is really important. And I think that sleep is actually your biggest recovery hack of all time. I think sleep, sleep, sleep as much as you can. Obviously, we have busy lives, we do busy things. If you're not time permitted to sleep lots, then it can be tough. Um, sorry, just getting to Clifton. And yeah, I mean, sleep is number one. Second thing, high rep, low weight, really, really kind of not pushing it, but getting it to the point of burning. Anytime, like for me, my shoulder gives me a bunch of grief. I'll just have a band and shoulder press, or I'll push forward and just like kind of even do some of this. Those things, it really grants me the capability to still feel like I'm working it, but to also like get um not a pump, but like blood in it. Blood flow, super important. I don't even know how to explain the way it makes me feel. I just know that it really helps me with my mental and physical for injury. And just knowing you're still able to work it, get it a little stronger, get the blood in there and really push it. Sorry, not really push it, but keep it pushed is good. And um you can still arm wrestle with an injury to an extent. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'll go arm wrestle if you're injured. But I know for me personally, like if I'm sore in an area, sometimes that grants me the ability to arm wrestle in a different area, which I think can be beneficial. Um, if you go to practice and your whole hook mechanism feels sore, like just you're this, you're this, you're this, and even your shoulder, let's say, is sore, and you're like, man, like just hurting to, that might be a great opportunity to work on your top roll. Tell the guys you're training with, hey guys, I want to work on my top roll. I want to work on my posting top roll. Just made a video about this yesterday with my dad that's going to be coming out next week. Set up high, work on your rise, get your pronator locked in place, and just go through that motion a ton of times and let people hold you. If they're great at top rolling, maybe tell them, hey, you hook me, I'll top roll. Let's switch roles. Let's work on getting stronger everywhere. Whether we like it or not, guys, there's going to come a time when we have to arm wrestle in a position we don't like to arm wrestle in, and we would rather be prepared for that, in my opinion. Um, these guys who are the best in the world, who we watch all the time, they can pull anywhere and be very strong. They might have an ace move, they might have something they're better at, but if you drag them out to deep water and they have to adjust, they will. And I think that's what makes it very, very different in a sense. So I think that's great. I'm just going to see if he got my message or not. Says he's seen it. Oh, is he? Do I have to let him in? Hold on. Wait, I don't know if I have to let him in. Sorry, guys. Oh, there's 6 of you guys here? Dang, when I started training my pronation, I found my left hand pronation is so much worse than my right hand, even without having trained it specifically. Yeah, that's just the way it goes because even for me, I'll notice that my left rise is so much better. Okay, guys, you gotta bear with me for a second here. I assume Clifton's probably waiting to get in, and I don't know how to let him in. I might have to look it up. I'm just gonna ask him, are you waiting to get in? I feel like it would tell me, though, at the same time. Oh, man, 7 people show up, and now I'm having a collapse. This is always how it goes. Oh, Cliff has joined. Add to the stream. Ah, there he is. Okay. Hey Dakota, what's up? Drag back, go sideways after. Yes, Carolyn, that's a good way of putting it. Oh, we had a bunch of random people join. Hey guys. Um, so yeah, I was just planning on doing a random live. It's nice to have all you guys here. was gonna talk about the armbender, which worked out perfect because Clifton texted me and said, "Hey, let's jump on and talk about it."
Yeah.
So, okay, I think that's better. There we go. And I'm sorry, Carolyn, all you guys watching through the fingers. I couldn't make it yesterday. I had a Thanksgiving. I'm hoping to make it tomorrow, but my schedule's just been so busy lately that I'm just trying to go live anytime I can, anywhere I can. Um, pop the. Oh, it's 6K subs. Perfect. All right, so Clifton, what's up, man? You're looking like a freak show of muscle.
I look at pretty good right now.
Dude, you look jacked, man. Oh, my dad said hello, guys. I'll keep the chat rolling so you can see Clifton. I don't know if you can see chat. And then Carolyn said, great audio, great stream. Clifton, what's up, bro? Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate the support.
Everything
Um,
just
what?
remind me I'm gonna eat pizza while I'm talking. I need to get some calories and shit. So
No, get your calories, man. Um, yeah, we got 6 people watching, which is actually kind of sick. You come on, Clifton, and people just start rolling in, man.
yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm becoming a little more popular in Canada. It's kind of awesome. I like it.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're a hit up here. Okay, so I want to talk about your match a little later, but I know Josh Wilson did just announce a match today for the Armbender. It was Tim Geeb and Luke Cody. Um, is that a prelim one?
I think it's I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep.
I think it is as well. So Luke sponsored with Gear Grabbers Garage, which is awesome. And I don't know. That's an interesting match. Every time I pull Luke, he feels better. But same with Tim. And I know Tim has had some hard pulls here recently, and he's been showing up. I think he showed up to Montana State, did really well in the amateurs. I think he's ready to kind of make that jump. I think this is a good match for him to kind of make that jump.
Yeah, I think it's all going to end up. I think Tim's definitely got more power inside than Luke. I think Luke is more versatile and can control the hand a little bit better. So it's
Yeah.
to see if I think it's going to end up being as if Tim's going to get hit palm up, maybe not saying broken back like this, but get put palm up, or if he hold his rise and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or even if he can't hold his rise and not a rise like me, even if he nation and hook, it's if he has rise, back pressure, back and knee, then it's just flat and pop straight over.
Yeah. Is your phone sitting on something, Clifton? It's cutting out a little bit.
It is. Where's it at?
Try that. Just talk a little bit.
Hello?
Yeah,
I'm
see,
here.
that's better. I don't know. It must have been sitting on something, but like every second word you say, it would like try it again. Just try it again.
Okay.
This this should be fine. I don't know. It might have just been picking up weird, but yeah, I think that's fair. It'll be interesting to kind of see how that one plays out. Man, oh, I wish we could get a whole. I wonder if Josh is. We got to get him here soon. I want to know what I am and what I'm not allowed to talk about
Well,
because
we can talk about your match and we can talk about mine. I already asked.
we're allowed to talk about my match. Okay, should we this would be like the announcement of my match then
Yep.
cuz no one's announced it yet.
100%. What arm yet? But we know your opponent.
Okay, well, say it, Cliff. Who's my opponent?
Dakota Shipton's going to be going against Brian Johnson from Montana, either right or left. Hasn't been decided. I'm hoping it's a left-handed match. Could potentially be right, but it's going to be one of the two.
I'm really pumped for that match actually.
It's going to be a
Um
fun match. I think that's going to be a. Like I said, Brian, I got a lot of respect for that guy. That'll be just be another guy that has beaten me that you got to try to beat. I mean, it's just a thing for us, I guess. But um,
dude. Yeah.
like said before, with us talking about it and stuff, his biggest thing in my eyes is he's just such an endurance puller, and that's where I think is going to lie is on endurance.
Yeah, and I mean from all the film I've watched and everything, like I've known for a little while this match was going to happen. I just didn't know I was able to say it until right now. Also, I just wanted to keep this comment up. Do you see this, Clifton? Dakota in person, way bigger than in stream. Huge forearms and overall muscle. Just the, just I just want to let everybody know that I'm massive, pretty much, but
Really big.
not as big as you though. Kevin
Oh,
Rubery here. I know Kevin wants to pull me really bad too. Kevin, one of these times when I got a free minute and we're available, we'll have a match. I'm just now I'm getting to that point where I just want to arm wrestle everybody all the time. I think it's because I haven't pulled for a little while. But yeah, anyways, back to Brian. Like you said, from what I've watched, he does have crazy endurance. You know what? That's another one of those things. I think it's funny because technically Brian has beaten you, and I will for sure say that Brian's win against you is a lot more credible than Declan's win against you.
agree.
Um, because it was a super match and everything.
Yep.
Um, oh, I'm gonna answer this question quick. David said, Dakota, why aren't you on this setup when you're on through the fingers? Well, David, I try to be. The thing is this setup is about an hour and a half from where I work, and I normally work on Tuesdays, and I'm normally also in the city on Sundays. And so the problem is I can't really bring this setup portably. So when I'm home and I'm available, it's unfortunate because it kind of does take away from through the fingers a touch, but when I'm on this setup, I can be, but because it's my channel and when I'm free, I go live. Like if you look back, sometimes I go live on this channel like 2 in the morning just because I'm available and free. That's why I'm not always on the setup on Through the Fingers. Usually, when you see me on Through the Fingers, I'm actually just sitting on my phone wherever I'm available to kind of go on. And I just feel like it does take away a bit, but it is better than nothing in some aspects. And yeah, but yeah, so again, credibility, I think Brian has a little more of, but I also think that, we've talked about this and not trying to take away from Brian or anything because he was the better man that day, but I think that you're much different now.
Yeah.
And so I could be that guy and be like, "Oh, we know how good Clifton is, and the guy I'm pulling beat Clifton." But I think that would just be silly of me to do. I think that in reality, it's I think people who know Brian and know you and know me that that match isn't even something you want to compare to at all. The only reason I watched you pull him in that match is because I wanted to see how he pulled, just because he's been pulling for a very long time.
He's a very bowler, and he has. I mean, he has tools that he uses, but he's kind of like me in a way, which is you have your ace, and your little tools you use are always just to get your ace or to hold your ace move, different move, and very strong at doing that. I would say he used correctly to where I could.
I don't know what happened there again, Clifton. I don't know if it's your phone or the stream, but that last sentence you said, I didn't hear any of it. Maybe I'll get someone to comment and see if they can hear you good, if it's just me or if it's them. But that was weird. Like you're moving and everything, but it's like it cut out. Could you just repeat the last sentence you said there?
It's just that like his the last match of me and him together, he used his tools very well against me and beat me. Um, I know that was like I always tell everybody Brian was the ignition to my trajectory. He's
Mm.
pretty much after I lost against Brian. If you ask pretty much anybody in Montana after, like, uh, I took everything way too serious. Lucky.
Okay, Clifton, I'm stopping you again. Lift your phone up. Lift your phone up and talk 3 sentences. I want to see if it's that muffling out or if it's something else. Because Josh Wilson also said I can't hear him either. And you're such a great talker that we just, we want to hear you talk and we don't just want to see your lips moving, man. It's just.
I don't know. Everything's working now.
Yeah, working now.
It was just barbell.
Huh. Weird.
I don't know where the hell else to put this damn phone.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, see. Huh. Maybe maybe leave and rejoin, and I'll catch up on comments.
Okay, let me do that. I'll try that.
All right. We had little technical difficulties. I see Josh Wilson is here in the chat. He said Brian Johnson is a legend. Clifton Erickson is an animal on the rise. We will get into Clifton's match in a bit. Josh, I just wanted to say, man, I Clifton told me that you're letting me talk about my match. I appreciate you letting me announce that firsthand. That's super awesome. That's great. I see we got Ryan Boussier, David Jansen, Carolyn, always loyal supporters on the podcast and on here. Thank you guys. Ryan, it's great to see you in the gym making gains. We got Killer Cat always in here. We got Armbender, which, that event's going to be crazy this year. I don't even know all the matches that are going to be on it, but I know it's gonna be good. You have to read his lips, Dakota. Maybe I should just talk over him the whole time. Hey, no, I'm kidding. 11 people in here, guys. Wow, this is beyond what I actually would ever imagine. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Please, any questions, throw them in the chat. I'm really monitoring the chat this one, watching it, and I want to answer your guys' questions. I also saw we have my mom and dad in the chat. Thank you for supporting me. I'm sure they're listening to me in the living room right now, which makes me semi embarrassed, but that's okay. And yeah, I mean, I think that for those of you that have watched the Armbenders, seen the production and everything, it's always great to get to see. Like, I will give Josh Wilson credit. He always puts his heart and soul into it, and all these sponsorships he gets are phenomenal. And the sponsorships always they always show up and they're ready to go. Go watch Logan Anderson's match against Levi, I believe, at the Armbender. There's like 3,500 US on the table. You just don't always see that, man. Like Sandris was complimenting at RVJ. RVJ's been on there twice, and he's coming back for a reason. All right, we got Clifton again. We got Clifton again. All right, Clifton. So someone said it might be Restream cutting him out for some reason, thinking it's background noise. So I don't know. Just maybe we'll
It
figure
might
it
have been
out.
because I was against the wall with it, so maybe it was back down, like they're saying, background noise echoing off the wall because I was only this far from the wall.
Okay, well you sound much better right now. Everyone
Yeah.
like and share, friends. Hashtag shipped in arm wrestling. I like that. I'm not a big merchandise guy, but I do think down the line, I'd like to get a little something that just says like shipped in arm wrestling and like a nice little logo or something. I think that'd be cool. I'm almost caught up here, Clifton. Dakota, next practice
Okay.
I see you, we should pull on the strap. I only have done once before, and my form was terrible. Well, I guess before we jump more into the armbender, Clifton, I wanted to ask you this because I was talking about it at the start of the stream. When should you take an opponent to straps? What are things you look for where you're like, okay, I want to pull this guy in the straps?
Well, first off, I don't like strap pulling, but everybody tells me I need to strap pull because I'm pretty strong in the straps, and I would rather stay outside and I use it for my last resort. Um, Honestly, for me, if I know that, and I mean, Victor was a good scenario. If I know that the first round, if I see the first round, or I know that I'm not able to hang, Victor smashed me over the first round in the straps. I didn't go try to go and flop and try to do anything. I tried to still hang with the hand, but once you feel like your hand is not in it at all, and all you're going to do is wear out everything trying to keep your hand, that's when I'm like, okay, I would go to the straps. Then I would try to control without, or try to control with the hand. And if I can't, then it's going without the hand in the straps.
No, that's fair enough. So hand dominance is important. A couple things
Mhm.
I covered is if you feel like you're better or more technical in a sense in the strap, I think it's always good to try and get an opponent there. Like I know for me, like usually I can get hand dominance, but in the strap I can sometimes really apply hand dominance just because of like technicalities.
Right.
Um, Josh said if the opponent is Victor Belov,
Right. I know.
that's
I know.
hilarious.
Hey, he was a strong dude. He knew what he
Yeah.
was doing. I
Oh, good.
underestimated him, and that will never happen again. And I always tell everybody, don't underestimate Victor. That guy's wicked good. I got lucky. Just luckily, I train so much freaking side pressure. Sometimes strength can dominate skill set.
Yeah. Dakota, great opportunity to have a ship and a wave on your logo. I know Chance has tugboat and everyone loves the water and boats. Yeah, I could kind of play off of what Chance does in a way. David asking if Neil's index finger is in here. That's Brian. I don't know if Brian would be in here or not today. We'll have to see what he says. And yeah, so I mean, so Clifton, I think you know a little bit more about the arm bender than I do. You've been there a few more times. I know you and Josh talk quite a bit. Um, if you were getting like if you were trying to get someone hyped for the arm bender for this year, what are some things that you would tell them, and what maybe do you think is going to be a little different than the years we've seen prior, or maybe the same, but that's what makes it great?
Well, I don't know to full extent. Some of the stuff that could be talked about, I kind of want to save just for Josh because I really think that Josh needs to be on a podcast with you or you and Brian or something, because he is the face of Armbender. I help here and there. Everybody has my name involved a little bit, but I have nothing to do with Armbender except being a competitor and I help out when I can. But to get hyped up for, man, there's nothing like this in the US. Like I'm telling you. I mean, what I try to tell everybody is it's like it's a dog race and you're the dog and people are betting on you and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean it's I mean look at I mean you were there last year, Dakota. I mean, I think the lowest amount on a table was like $300 thrown on it, and then everything on average was like around that $600-700.
Yeah.
I mean, Nathan Johnson, for his two matches that he had, he walked away with like almost 3 grand.
And
Like,
yeah, like you said, man, like I like it's almost sounds like not. I don't mean this in a greed way, but someone should keep track of how much money goes on the table, because that would be a good thing for Josh Wilson to do for promoting the next year's event every time, to be like, last year at the Armbender there was a total of $13,400 thrown on the table. Do you have what it takes to get on the Armbender? You know what I mean? Like things like that, because like I'll tell you what, I know that like even my girlfriend Rachel came and she'd never been to an arm wrestling event before, and that was her first one, and she was like, "Oh, all these are sick." And I was like, "Well, hold on." I'm like, "You're getting a cream of the crop um event right off the bat. Like make sure you don't set the tone for all of these,
yeah, that's the
because
thing. That's the thing, Josh. And for hers, Josh probably set the tone to like here for her. So now she's probably going to be disappointed most places she goes. But
well, it was funny because
yeah,
the next match I had was Brad Prinz, and like it was at our event, it was great, but it was just like a little backyard event. Went from like packed arena, everyone's like, "Ah, kill him, bite his head off. I got
right.
$100 here, I got $1,000 here." To like, "Oh, let's come on, Dakota, pin him." My dad's like, "Let's go, bud." That was the only person yelling the entire place. So
Well, I know when you were talking about like money wise of keeping track, I know Josh keeps track of that. I don't say any numbers or anything, and I don't know
yeah.
if he would ever, but I know that since I've been there, I've only missed 1 year. Since I've been there, I know that he has gotten more money from sponsors every year repeatedly.
Well,
And
and I'll give an example, and I'm not taking away from Armsgeddon at all because I love pulling at Armsgeddon too. But when people were coming up to me at Armsgeddon, they were going, "Oh, they're having an arm bender over here, are they?" And I just had to chuckle inside, because it's just like it's not even arm wrestling in a way. Like they just know it as the arm bender. Like I was sitting watching the Texas game the day before Armsgeddon, and then the guy's like, "Yeah, they're having an arm bender here." And I'm like, it's just so funny. They just call it arm bending.
well, and you got to look at it too. I mean, you look at some of these. Josh did really well because he didn't take this as a business, which that's
Mhm.
good. I mean, he's trying to do some formats, but his whole thing is he's not trying to make money off of this. He just loves arm wrestling and he's trying to help out. And the only way you can do it is if you get a group of people that are also in the same boat as you that isn't trying to make this be a business, just they love arm wrestling, they love supporting it, they love supporting local events, stuff like that. So like, I mean, I mean, Gear Grabbers Garage, Bensky Towing, all
Bansky towing's a big one, man.
dude, Joe is awesome. I mean, I know he's one of the main guys for Josh, and just has a good group of, I could say that they're friends that are helping sponsor everything to keep this thing afloat. And Josh, I know, would agree too that without those guys and without him, correlating and stuff like that back and forth, it would never happen. So, I mean, the hats off to him. I've been doing tournaments for a long time. I mean, there's a good point there that I was putting on about 8, 9 tournaments a year. And I was able to get big money tournaments, but was never able to keep it sticking around. And Josh has been able to repeatedly do it every year and make it better almost every single year. So I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine if he keeps rolling the way he's doing, I cannot imagine in the next 3 to 4 years. It's already. I mean, look at it. Look at all these big name guys who are coming out of nowhere that are coming to Montana. Freaking, I mean, Great
Great
Falls,
Falls. Yeah.
Montana. Like, I mean, between them and Bismarck, North Dakota, we're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And these guys across overseas and all these high end elites are wanting to come to it. So, I mean, I'm going to bet you, mark my words today, 7:57. I don't even know the hell the date is, but I'm telling you, in 3 years, if this is still going, it's going to be huge. Like,
Yeah. Well,
and
I
I'm
want to
and
jump
I'm
up. Oh,
all I'm all for it too. I mean,
yeah, fair enough.
I back Josh on everything that we do. He's the guy who's always given me all the shots and has always made me look good because I suck at doing that. I just go up there and try to have fun. So,
Well, yeah, and I want to jump off a few things that you said, and then I'll have to. Everyone's commenting tons. I love it. I got to catch up here. But first thing I wanted to say is, yeah, well, I personally want to shout out Bensky Towing because I don't know if if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I'm assuming because the match is announced, they're the ones sponsoring my match. So I think that's great just because, like, I've seen them before, but it's awesome to see that they're willing to sponsor me and Brian, get that match going. I think it's great, and I think it's like, thank you. And then the second thing I wanted to say is I agree with the sponsorship thing and how important it is because I'll tell you what, November 29th up here, Travis Robertson is having an event. And
yep,
you'll hear tons of people say, "Oh, like I want to go to this event. I love this event." And the sole reason in my opinion is because, well, no, Travis does a great job promoting it, but he does a great job promoting it through his sponsors who, like you said, are somewhat a group of friends who just all are like kind of together to sponsor. And he does it a little differently. He has the matches and he doesn't get the production crew. He doesn't go out crazy on all those things. But every single person who arm wrestles usually leaves with some money and they usually leave with a trophy. And I'm talking like even if you lose, like you get 3 0'd, you get an envelope full of cash that says thanks for coming and we'd love to have you. And it's a great feeling when all this hard work you've put into the sport over the years, even if you lose, it's just a nice little here's some money, we'd love to have you at our event. And it just goes a long way. And it's all through sponsorships, and it's great that you just kind of see it go full circle. And that's where Travis and Josh, I find them very similar because you see people speaking very highly of their events and the things that they do. And then you also just feel their appreciation coming back to you.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, Clifton. Carolyn asked, "What about Ali versus Clifton? Have you guys pulled?" Now, you guys haven't pulled, but I will let people know that Clifton's coming out on December 12th
Um,
or
I'll be
17th.
with December 9th is when you'll bring me to like a practice. Yeah.
Yeah, so Clifton's coming out to Alberta December 9th. Anyone who watches from Alberta, I'm going to get something going. If the roads are okay, we'll try and do Central like Red Deer. If not, Clifton's in Edmonton, so we might try and have something in Edmonton at that practice. But a lot of these questions where it's like, oh, I want to see, like, obviously not a ton of ready goes, but just Clifton gripping up with these guys, I think we'll have a lot of questions answered, and I think we'll have a lot of people kind of more understanding Clifton's level compared to some of these guys. Because I think Ali's a great puller. I do think Victor would beat Ali though. Therefore, I have to give Clifton an advantage. I know styles make matches, but I'd still like to see them grip up and pull for sure.
Oh yeah, and Ali has. I mean, he's got a really strong. I'm so up in the dark right now because I thought my hand was the strongest it's ever been, which it was, and then Victor made it look like crap. So I mean, everything I see on Ali, he has a very strong hand. Could I could I keep with it? Maybe. One thing too, me and Ali talk once in a while, and Me and him are actually very similar on arm wrestling in general, like how we set up our pressures, stuff like that. It's really interesting how close we are. I think what it's going to end up being with me and him, honestly, is like I tell everybody, and I feel like everybody knows, if you can keep me from getting activated to my side pressure, if you can
Yeah.
keep me away from my side pressure, you're good. But you can't give me any.
That's fair. David, thank you for the great comment. Josh Wilson here saying eventually I will be on a show. And then my dad saying what you just said, Clifton. You are a beast with side pressure. I look forward to watching you win again. I think what you said is right. I think that it's very interesting. And I kind of released a video talking about this with one of the pullers from my club. But like if you look at arm wrestling like a puzzle, like every opponent's like a puzzle, sometimes there's a piece that fits perfectly. So like let's say you're pulling someone who shoots forward and hooks you. The perfect puzzle piece to beat them might be, a top roll where you kind of drag backwards and expose their hand. But if everyone's a puzzle, you can still sometimes grab a hammer and take a piece that doesn't fit and you can just smash it in there and make it work. And I think that we saw you do that with Victor. Um, I think maybe
That's a good analogy.
you
I
you
like
did
that.
you didn't use the right piece, but you grabbed a hammer and you made it work with the puzzle piece you had. And I think what you did there is you got into a position that wasn't great, but you managed to still, fit the piece in with that side pressure. And I think that that was just the way that match went. But I think a lot of people don't carry the hand that Victor carries, and I think that, your puzzle piece for say will fit a lot better with more people, and I think that that's super cool to see.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, most people that you talk to about me, I mean, they'll tell you that I have a very strong hand. It's just, when I go against somebody that's like that, or even Ali, he has a bigger hand than me. When I go against people who have bigger hands, sometimes it can be harder for me to even use, even though I can have the strongest hand in the world. But if you have such a much bigger, more leverage, Miles Hutton, that can give me issues because of the hand. I mean, I can only do so much. But
yeah.
that's where, like what you said, I gotta just use my side pressure. And by the way, your dad, I feel like your dad's like my biggest fan. It's kind of
Yeah,
awesome.
we're Clifton believers in this household for sure. Like we
All
know what's
right.
up. So actually Clifton, I've had a question that I've wanted to ask you, and I don't think anyone's ever asked you this live, but I'm gonna make you think back a little bit. Rest in peace to him, but you pulled Ty Sakal before he passed away a long time ago in Montana. Do you remember that match?
100%. I remember that.
So
I remember that
so
clear as day.
So he was another one of those guys that had a smaller hand, but he was very, very strong with it. I know you beat him that day, but
Yep.
what did you feel with him, and what are like just what did you think of his hand? Because I think when I think of you talk about hand like that, that's something like I always reminisce because that's something that he would always talk about is because his hand was small, but he sure could use it well.
So in all honesty on it, I didn't think his hand felt strong or threatening for me.
Yeah,
But one thing that impressed me with him was he reminds me of, now that I know who Zach is, Monroe,
yeah,
getting tight. He was
yeah.
very good at when he came in. And Zach kind of comes in more like this. He was very good at coming in, being boom in here like that,
Yeah.
to where actually I have the match of me and him recorded on my phone. My first initial hit, I hit him to the pad and I elbow fouled. Then we went back, and then the next one, because I didn't want to elbow foul again, I decided to go slow, and he hit me from here to here like this to my second spot,
Yeah.
and I could feel it. And I was sitting there waiting and waiting. I was like, okay, he feels good. And I yanked over and yanked him all the way to like this far from the pad and then did it. But what I'm getting at is that he was able to stop me, move me, stuff like that. And I mean, he was super tight. Like, I wish I could get as tight as some of those guys get, but
Yeah.
my tightness literally is here. Like, I can't get in here.
Yeah.
I mean, you do like the shoulders, like that's it. It's not happening.
Just way too massive.
But he
Yeah, I'll
was
tell
super
you.
strong, dude.
Yeah.
Super
I
strong.
love to watch that guy pull. I miss him so much. He was like he would show up to all the events in Canada or in Alberta, I should say. But yeah, he was just like he was quick too, hey.
Right.
Like
Oh, fast, very
he'd get
fast.
tight so fast, and it would just throw a lot of people off guard. But I just know that, in all honesty, like especially in Alberta, there weren't many people that were able to beat him, and so I
See,
think
I
it,
didn't know that. I never
yeah.
knew that.
No, but that's why I wanted to talk to you about it because I knew like you had a much different perspective on pulling tie than maybe a lot of people who are local to me would. So I thought it'd be interesting to hear. Just kind of
Well, and
shout
hey,
him
that
out.
tournament, I don't know if you know that tournament, he beat Brian Johnson right-handed.
Yeah, which is crazy, hey?
So I mean, I think when it came to that class, I think he was I can't I don't know who won between him and Nathan Johnson, but if I remember right, I think it was me first, and then it was either Nathan or him second or third.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see where he would be at now. He was one of my favorite pullers and just a great guy.
I know he's a good dude. That's a sucks what happened.
I know it's so unfortunate. Carolyn Looms, Nick Stone is her favorite pro arm wrestler, but she said Red Deer Assassin close second. I'll tell you what, man, Zach is you get slept on by a lot of people still. He's pulling Nathan Muir November 29th and Dustin Leach on the 23rd, and I think he's gonna win both those matches, but we'll see what happens. I have a hard time betting against the Leach brothers because they're so freaking good, but I gotta support Zach in any way that I can, and I think that's the biggest test of Zach's career. Montana Armbender, Josh Wilson. Thank you, Dakota. I love shouting out our great sponsors, and thank you, Clifton, for the high praise of the Montana Armbender. Hey, anytime, Josh, you keep it up, man, and it's just you build it, they will come, right? So,
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Battle of Gym Bros, Ali versus Clifton. I think Clifton's more of a gym bro than Ali. Ali's more of a vacuum cleaner pro because he's got his vacuum business. I would love to watch the match between you and Ty. Oh, Clifton, you'll have to send it to my dad
Yeah,
afterwards
I'll
because
send
we've
I'll send it to
actually
you, Roger.
I'll tell you what, the first time I ever heard of you, Clifton, Ty came back and his elbow was so sore, and we never saw Ty with sore elbows. We were like, what the heck? Like, what kind of freak human being did this to your elbow? And he's like, man, I pulled this guy named Clifton Erickson, and we got deep in, and I got tight and connected. He just ripped me through it, and we were like, what? Like, this guy's got to be crazy strong. And for the first little bit, I was like, man, this guy hurt Ty. Oh, I was like, he's got to be so strong. And then, like, I just through the natural progression of everything, finally like learned who you were and then got chatting and then met you at the arm bender and look at where we are now. Hey, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how the world just keeps going like that, huh?
I know things always happen like that. Yeah, and then well, I guess we might as well jump into it. So you got Jordan Sill, right
Yeah,
on.
I got Jordan Sill right-handed. He's gonna be because he's got well, I can't know if I can say that match. He has another match that night.
Okay.
That so he did there's no weight cap on mine in his match because the other guy's bigger than him. We're right-handed, so I don't know. He's gonna show up probably between 225 and 235. But I I'm like 215 right now. I'm been bulking and trying to get everything, my foundation, everything set up. So
I can tell.
my goal is to show up at Armbender at 240 pounds. That's my goal.
Holy smokes,
So
dude. How
235
big
and
were you
240.
last year when I saw you?
220. Oh, you mean with John Tyrion?
Yeah.
216.
Yeah, so that's another 35, no,
Yeah,
25
I'll
pounds.
send you a picture of me when I was the heaviest I've ever gotten in my life is 240.8. I'll send you a picture of me. Like I pretty much just look like I have no neck. So
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to see you that big. I to kind of jump off what Josh saying here, Clifton's hook is one of the best in the game now. It's ridiculous when he gets cupped in. I think your hand is actually. I think Victor has a insane hand, and I think your hand's a little bit slept on now. So I'm curious to see these matches you have coming up, and I think you'll actually get to prove it. And then you can say it, Clifton. It's already released. Logan versus Jordan Sill. Logan Anderson on
oh,
the left
okay.
arm. So
All right. So Jordan Sill has Logan Anderson left. Logan's a pretty he's a big dude. That guy, I I think that if he keeps on the trajectory that he's doing of training now that he's actually, the last year and a half, I feel like he's mainly the last year to me, and I don't live there, so I'm just giving the information from what I've seen. I think he is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's a strong dude. He doesn't give himself enough credit from what he needs, and he's moving up for sure. And that guy's super strong, super strong.
Yeah, man.
But
Every match that's been announced so far, I'm so pumped for the armbender, and I can just imagine the ones that are coming.
oh,
And
you
it's
can't wait. Hey, wait when Josh gets to release the main event. I mean, it's
yeah.
good.
Well, I'll tell you what. Whether it's on here or on Through the Fingers, just because I know how awesome the armbender is, Josh, anytime you're free, let me know and I'll try and round everybody up. But we would love to have you on wherever we can for a show because you're the mad scientist behind this, man, and it's awesome. It'd be awesome to hear your points and stuff. To kind of jump back, I know I'm jumping back and forth on topics, guys, but bear with me. Dakota, that's interesting about the Leach brothers. I remember Uncle John talking of them being top of the heap a few years ago. That's exciting. Go Zach Monroe. So yes, two things I want to say about this is the first thing is that yes, the Leach brothers have been around forever. If you're in Alberta, mostly honestly in Canada, you know who the Leach brothers are. Kelly pulled Alexander Koshizy, who's um super high up in the ranks now. He's probably better than when he pulled Kelly. Well, not probably, he's better. I'd love to see him pull again, but Kelly beat him 3-2. Huge upset in my opinion. Dustin, so they used to be kind of same weight class. Like back when I was young, they'd sometimes have to pull each other in the same weight class. Now Kelly's kind of decorated in the 76 and Dustin is decorated in the 54s. They're both ranked number one in Alberta on their right arms. And Zach coming off of his win against Hunter and his win at Nationals where Dustin wasn't there. We finally get to see this match where it's like Dustin, the guy who's been king forever, roaming the 54s, and Zach, finally a worthy up and comer who really wants to go to battle. I think both these guys have earned this match. Well, obviously Dustin's earned it, but I think Zach's really earned this match, and I'm really excited for it.
When
And
is that?
that's November 23rd. Yeah, and so that's gonna be a great match. I hope it's recorded. If not, I'm honestly gonna go there myself and record it because it's probably like that's Zach's biggest match he's ever had. I would even
Well,
say
the Leach brothers
that's what
are crazy,
you've been
crazy.
around forever.
Oh
They
yeah,
get in that
crazy.
spot, man. It looks like their arm's gonna snap, and it doesn't. It snap, and it's just so fun to watch. Search them up. Search up Leach Brothers. Search up Kelly Leach or Dustin Leach. You'll see videos on them. They post them, and it's just so fun to watch them. Jordan Weeb, man, who is like he won nationals at 76 this year, which I don't even know how he cut that low. But
I know.
he
He was
got
a
second.
98er forever.
Yeah, he got second at 98th the year before, and then he cut two classes, man. Actually, he pulled Caden Esmond in the final, who I'm pulling, so it's kind of like a fun big circle right now. But
How
anyways,
did Jordan do against him?
Jordan lost to him on like a weird setup thing, said he didn't feel ready, and then ended up beating Caden twice in the finals to get first, and Caden got second. Right arm. I don't know what happened left arm. Um, and yeah, but anyways, Kelly beat Jordan when Jordan weighed 215. He beat him 3-1.
Jordan Weed weighed 215.
Yeah,
Holy shit,
and he
that's pretty
pulled
big for
Kelly,
him.
and Kelly ended up beating him.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
strong guy. When he came down to North Dakota State, me and him just locked up a little bit and stuff, and he was pretty strong.
he's strong, man. His right's I think a level above his left, but his left is still really good. 12 people in here. Thank you to everybody tuning in. I see we got some more comments. Ryan Boucher said, I'm 203 right now. He's pulling Mike Shaft this weekend. I'm really excited to see
Ooh,
that
there
one.
you go.
Clifton,
Ryan's one
would
of my
you?
good buddies. He's getting pretty good too. He's getting
Yeah.
he's getting big and muscular. He's making me look small. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I pulled him when I did. I'm never pulling him again. So, would Clifton be down to come on my podcast sometime? Asked David Jansen.
I'm down to go on any podcast because I suck at marketing myself. So I like going on podcasts and people can just market for me because
Well,
I'm
this
not too good at it.
this is great for you, man. There's somehow 13 people in here. I think that's awesome. Thank you everybody for
That's
tuning
one
in.
thing. Like that's one thing with like Ryan Boussier. He's so good at marketing himself and understands the business of being an athlete and stuff like that. And I'm
Yeah.
horrible at it. I'm
Well, Ryan's
horrible.
explained some things to me that I've kind of been incorporating, and I am very happy with the results. Like he didn't know too much about YouTube. I've been kind of working on that, and I think my algorithm has been working well, but with the Facebook and stuff, I've been trying to do better, and there's been good results. So thank you for that, Ryan. Our match was super fun as well. Sorry, Michael's correcting me. I keep saying the 23rd, which is the Sunday. Mayhem is on the Saturday, which is the 22nd. That's when Zach is pulling. Michael
Okay.
Seabrook's got a nice club match coming up in Edmonton for the #1 club ranking spot against a guy named Alex next week. That'll be fun. That's on Tuesday. Montana Armbender. Zach is a stud. He's been very impressive lately. Oh, is that a little tease? Is that a little tease? I'd love to have Zach come down to the Armbender with me, Josh, but I know you got your matches set up, so hopefully we see something with that. But yeah, I agree. Zach's been on a streak, and I hope he keeps it rolling. Also, Dakota, we got to organize for you to come on my podcast sometime so it doesn't interfere with Through the Fingers. Yeah, anytime, just let me know. Like, I am quite busy, but if we plan a day far enough in advance and it's usually in the evening, I'm okay. Sundays don't really work for me. That's why it's unfortunate with Through the Fingers because Sunday's like my busiest day of the week. It's, day of rest, but always busy in a way. I will be getting video. I'm looking forward to it. Perfect transparent troll. Yeah, if you get video of that match, like that'll be a good match to have Zach and Dustin. And then Ryan, you bet, man, always willing to help and support, buddy. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Usually when I pull guys in super matches, I can kind of get fired up. Like with Dalton and Declan, I didn't really know them. I could get kind of wired. Ryan's so nice. He's sitting there chatting. Hey, you want to go get some lunch after this match, man? And then I met him in Colorado like a weekend before. Not met him, but like saw him. And then we went out for supper and everything. I'm like, oh man, I gotta pull this guy in a week. How am I supposed to get amped for this? He's so nice.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I think your dad asked a little bit back. He said, "How
Oh,
big is Jordan's hand?"
oh, I'm sorry,
Um,
Dad. I'm my biggest fan, and I missed his comment. I'm a
no,
disgrace.
I didn't. I don't know. I've never actually gripped up with Jordan. Even last year when he showed up, he was gone before I got to able to grip up with him. So I have
Yeah, it'll
no
be
clue.
interesting. Well, and I think it's interesting because he beat Leif, and I know that Leif is one of those people that gives you some trouble.
Yeah, Leaf has 3 wins on me, and I only got one on him.
Crazy, eh? How styles make matches.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah, I
think.
mean that's the
Yeah.
thing is like I feel like so Leaf Sorensen is a very good puller. The biggest thing with him is that I've been doing like I remember the first time that we went against each other is like 2 years ago. And I battled, everybody said he has such a strong hand. I battled him up top and I took his hand one match. He took my hand one match. I lost in an elbow foul. We went to straps and I didn't do anything except hold flat. He pinned me. Pulled afterwards, kind of like got some more data, went back to my cave, did my thing last year. Uh, we arm wrestled. Thought I was so strong that I was like, I don't need to do anything with the hand. I'll just come in. Horrible idea. He flash pinned me. And I was like, okay. So then afterwards, we had Tom, the referee, do starts with us. We right away, we didn't pull anybody else. We just walked up and was like, let's do a start. So I went back to my old tactics of fighting the hand and I've pretty much figured out what I need to do. I think because when it goes inside, if it goes inside, I think Leif would agree that if it goes inside, he's not going to beat me inside. It's just not going to
Mhm.
happen. But it's getting around his hand. I think I may have figured out it, but man, he's one of those guys that I love arm wrestling, and I love that he beats me every time because I keep going back and I'm like, God dang, I got to dissect this to figure out what the heck I got to do next time. Little bit here works, then it fails, and I'm like, okay, so now we got to add to it and just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, fair enough. I just wanted to pull up Killer Cat's comment again to remind everyone that I have huge forearms and overall muscle. So, no,
Well, you're a big individual.
not really. Like, I
So
think
what
the
are you
thing is
six? Are
when
you
I sit.
6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, I don't know. I was having this debate yesterday. It was between 6-1 and 6-2 probably. I
Yeah,
I would say 6-2, but
I'm
depends
six
who you
foot.
ask.
Like, I'm short.
No, but you're huge, man.
No, I could be bigger, but I'm
Well,
old
we
and
all could.
it's
We all
hard to
could.
it's hard to get strong anymore, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Clifton, that's kind of all that I wanted to cover. We got
Well,
we're
hey,
pretty
hold on. What do you think? What do you think? How do you think the Jordan Still match is going to go? Me. Let's hear you. I want to hear your. Let's hear it match by
Okay,
match.
before I get into in depth on that, Josh Wilson, Dakota's definitely bigger in person. Josh, I loved our match that we had. I know it didn't go your way, and that's just the way it goes, but I had a lot of fun getting ready for that Garage Wars, getting dialed in, getting to pull you, and you are very strong for your size, like just because you can make them lower weight classes, which I'm very jealous of, and you are just so strong with that frame.
You need to go against after pull and stuff with them at the arm bender this year.
Dude,
Um,
I don't want to, man. I'm telling you.
his hand is like way better now.
Yeah, I believe it.
He's getting there. He's putting the work in and it's showing progress. So that's good.
I'm 6'1", taller than Clifton and shorter than you, so I think you're 6'2". And then, oh yeah, Rachel had to jump in here and say 6'1". No, we're gonna go with what Ryan said. I think that sounds better. We'll say 6'2". Oh yeah, he said way too much rise for me, and I've been working on it. So he said, and then Drew said Jordan would be the fave to win, so this would be a big win. So yeah, Clifton, personally, I actually haven't really pulled or watched too much on Jordan still, but I I think it's interesting because
Now
I've
remember, he's ranked number 4 in North America, right-handed for 220.
and I like to stay consistent with my predictions. So what I said on Through the Fingers was that I think that he is the favorite, but I think that you have lanes to win. And I think Strap is your friend. I know you hate it, but I think it is. I think, well, and I've told you this before you pulled Victor,
Yes,
and
you did. I know you did.
I think round one try out of straps, but I think if it doesn't go your way out of straps, you're a type of puller where you always just after that first round, it's not like, oh, maybe I'll do something different out of the straps. I think it's just let's go into straps. So but yeah, I think you have lanes, and I think that I'm super pumped and gonna be in your corner and cheering for you. But I mean, realistically, like because of his rank and everything, I'd say like 55-45 or 60-40 for
Yeah.
Jordan. But I think you at 245 is a lot different. And I think that Drew said something very interesting. I think Drew said it does seem to matter which Jordan will show up. And I,
100%.
I
Drew is spot on.
yeah. So it like Drew makes a very good point because we've seen Jordan still come in and like grab a freaking steel beam off the wall and like eat it, like looking crazy. Then we've seen him come in, not looking like that kind of form. But I hope he comes in 110 and you still spank him. I think that'd be sick.
Well, it'll be interesting because I don't know, everyone, I try to stay out of that weight realm to okay, I'm gonna try to get to 240. I get there doesn't mean that I'm gonna be anything stronger than what I am at 215.
Yeah.
But in my head, I feel like just with how I am with training and stuff like that, I'm thinking it's going to benefit me and my strength should go up. You know what? Actually, to be honest with you, I'd like to hear Drew's opinion on this, of what he thinks of gaining weight and gaining weight to strength gain index. Do you think it all is all dependent on how you train then? I mean,
Well,
what do you think, Dakota? Do you think I'm going to gain more strength being heavier?
here's my thing, and I don't know if this just was day of, but like I was like a 195, 198 pound guy all the time. And then when I got my first like international shot at 220, which was Dalton Waller, I said I'm gonna come in there like 222, and I actually just ate like a pig, and I gained not healthy weight. Not all of it was healthy, but I gained
Right.
weight, and I think honestly, it helped me a lot. Like, maybe not with speed, but, like, just, like, overall power, and I was, like, super dialed in. Like, I remember my dad and I were backstage, and we were, like, practice pulling, and I just, like, gripped up with him and, like, hit a few times, and he was like, "Okay, like, you feel nuts." And that was, like, the first time I'd really been that big, and I think that well, at least I hope for you because I really wanna see you win. I do hope that you feel that same thing. Like, I hope that you're like, "Oh, wow, like, this helps a lot." And I think sometimes you don't honestly even notice it until your adrenaline's going the day of and you're able to use all that weight that you've built up with like your hyper focus and your fast twitch and everything just kind of dialed in. Cause I feel like that's what happened with me.
Right.
Yeah. Michael, did you see Victor sparring with Miles? I did not yet. We'll have to watch that. I'm sure that'll be good. That's an interesting poll for them to actually. Jordan will come in big and strong, I think. Dad said Clifton for the win. Um, oh, okay. This comment is funny. What does clean as clock mean? I don't know. Is that like a? I don't know the reference. Maybe I'll let Carolyn explain.
That means that you're gonna beat him easily.
Oh, okay. Wears fast cars and a white tracksuit. I don't know. Oh, I'm be up there supporting both of you. Drive anywhere for arm wrestling. A great event with so many people I know pulling. Oh, that's awesome, Ryan. We
Yeah,
love having
Brian's a
your
good dude.
support.
Ryan's a good dude.
Kevin Rubery, him and Deadly Dale, November 29th, right arm. That's actually a really fun match. I'm excited to see that one. That's a Travis Roberts event. You want to be there. Mindaugas terrasitis is a prime example of strength without size. So I think that's Drew saying in so many words that like you don't have to gain mass to be strong.
Right.
But Drew, I want you to expand on that. I think what you're saying there is you don't have to get mass to be strong, but do you think that gaining mass will make you stronger? David is on the other side of the spectrum, and he says mass moves mass,
And
which
I,
I
I,
agree with.
sorry,
No, go. That's all I was gonna say.
I agree with David on mass moves mass. I also agree with Drew to a point on the Mindaugas statement, but then we are talking. I feel like you're talking two different elements of strength there. I mean, if we do Mindaugas, realistically, Mindaugas is not a strength puller. He's like I've always told. I mean, I think the first
Power taker.
Yeah, I've told Dakota and Brian this like the first time I've ever met them was that there's power pullers and power takers, and Mendaugas is a power taker. So it's more leverages, strength, stuff like that of using angles. But
Here's my
I
counter to
do
the
agree.
Drew. If Mindaugas was 200 pounds, would he be stronger? I think yes. That's my argument to that. I think he would be stronger. Would his competition be better? Absolutely. So it may
Right.
negate itself. But if he pulled the same guys at that much weight, I think that he would be better. Could I be wrong? Like yes, I could be, and I'd love to be proven wrong. But that's how my mind thinks about it. I don't know.
I like every time that with through the fingers stuff, seeing Drew's comments stuff like that. I've never met Drew, but I like he seems like he's analytical, like he thinks about stuff and stuff like that. I like his comments and
Yeah,
his
no, it's
opinion,
always
so I
good. And he's
appreciate it.
super loyal. Always here first, always jumps on. Like I'm sure he's got the bell on, which is
He
awesome.
seems like a pretty good dude.
Yeah. Well, Clifton, yeah. I mean, that's kind of all I got. It's 7:30, it's 8:30 for you. I mean, that was a really good chat. There's still 12 people in here, so thank you to
So
everybody who came and watched.
what
So,
this means then, Dakota, it is 7:30 your time. It is 8:30 my time. I say we have to do a FaceTime gym session of arm wrestling training then before
dude,
the night's done.
I would love to, but my girlfriend is in the living room,
Oh,
and I will if I spend any more time not hanging out with her on this day, I will be in trouble.
okay.
So,
Well, I will
it
do
was
it for
great to
you
get the
then.
show on, but tomorrow some point or
Okay.
no, tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll figure it out. One of these days we'll do a FaceTime train. But yeah, I got clothes on here right now, but this pulley needs to get a little more use, man. And I got Caden Esmond coming up, and I need to work on containment for him. So actually, I think you're my guy, containment and side pressure. But Clifton, it was great to have you on. I appreciate you sending me a text saying let's jump on. It helped me really fill this in. Sometimes I love talking to myself. You know, I could just talk for hours, but it's great to have someone to talk to. Um, Drew said for some that's the way they gain strength only, and some lose weight to gain strength. That's fair. It depends on the person. Um, Dakota Josh Wilson said he'd rather come on my podcast than yours. You know what? I mean, fair enough. I'll come on yours too, man. We could come on at the same time.
Hey,
Drew
I'll
said,
I'll jump on too. That's
"Yeah,
three. Come
you know,
on.
with Restream, we can both go live at the same time. It's not a competition anymore. It's just let everybody feast at the same time at the big table. You know what I mean?" All right, these are the last two comments I'm answering, and then I'm cutting off. I have been following for many years now. Last couple of years, actually been pulling too. That's awesome, Drew. We love to see it. Josh Wilson with a smile. Carolyn Clifton, excellent work.
Thank you.
W stream, and then David said, "Just kidding." I'm cutting it there, guys. Or I'm going to be on all night.
All right.
Clifton, thanks for coming on. We'll have you on Through the Finger soon. We'll have you on here again soon. I just anytime I can, I'm trying to get on and talk. So, and oh, I guess I have people here. Thank you all for 340 subs. I feel like just yesterday I fired my channel back up and was at like 120. So it's great to see the progression it's on. Every 3 days I have a video. It's for kind of beginners, learning stuff, learning arm wrestling. Then I've been posting my shorts, and then we're getting some lives into for watch hours up so I can get monetized. But Clifton, we'll call soon, man. We'll chat. We'll chat. Oh, I messed that up. That was the first word I messed up all stream. Man, we're getting worse
Hey, I
here.
appreciate you inviting me on. It was good. I just wanted to kind of jump on here and chat a little bit and
Sounds good,
support
man.
you.
All right. Well, you have a good night, and everyone watching, make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend.